The rift has ripped the core of our souls, has blinded us to the gold inside of us, refusing joy the right to flow to and fro like a cold and cruel wind across our face, blinding us to the beauty of every race, dividing our nation that's the land of the free and the home of the brave. We must shift from this madness that has our hearts twisted because of a narrative that once existed, a history whose purpose reaches beyond what we can grasp. We must cease from our own understanding. Allow revelation of perfect symmetry and harmony capture your imagination that will open your eyes to see a transition into God's eternal plan and destiny. A shift to greatness is as natural as a smile of a child with no guile, a holding of lover's hand strolling through the park, a transition of the sun so bright to the glowing of the moon within the growing dark of night. To shift is to resist the pull back to the insane drain with drastic images of an evil past we make fresh again and again. Who wants bread from a microwave from last week? No matter how high the rise of the steam or how neat the butter looks in its cup, when the fresh bread is stale, enough is enough. How long can we dwell on the evil of the past, remaining blind? We deny ourselves to be free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last. The dream that Dr. King died for. Our grandmothers and grandfathers of decades gone by would see our day and ask us why. Haven't you done better? If I had all this opportunity, every day would be perfect weather. Why are you so easily played by what people say or when they block you? Child, you better straighten up your back, smile, and push on through to what God is calling you to. Shifting with an intention to a purpose of greatness defines who you are. It's the ultimate high of life, the journey to the destination, the who of what God made you to be without apology. To shift is a radical transition, a denial of anyone or anything robbing you of your unique contribution to the tapestry of your community. Yea, even to the grandeur of your very existence throughout the timeless reign of eternity. Let that sink deep into your spirit until at last you hear an intimate God breathe epiphany. Transition is to smile at everyone regardless of who did what in times past. It's letting bygones be bygones because God still has a song for each of us, born out of your journey to the shores of paradise with Christ. It is embracing the redemptive power of forgiveness, loving your enemy regardless of their position. You see them through the same lens you see yourself, as great, regardless of their permission. Transition requires looking deeper past the obvious, expanding your heart and your love for all people, thinking that lifts you to a new, bold expression of faith. Tapping into that love that flows from the depths of your DNA, evidence that you were created with purpose beyond that of yourself. Purpose speaks to purpose. Greatness gives birth to greatness. We are connected to this divine objective by the God of the universe that celebrates all that's beautiful in us and through us to others. Shift to greatness, it's time to move beyond the line that blinds our eyes from seeing inside the heart and mind of people who, like me, bleed the crimson red that keeps us alive, not dead. Shift to greatness. Press beyond the cynical cynics of soul who seeks to hold you prisoner in a sick matrix of poison narratives that paralyze and ostracize you from the perfect love of God, draining you into a withering shell of chaff blown by the winds of hate, with twisted faces, disjointed legs, going nowhere, creating despair from hopelessness, making themselves irrelevant to anything beautiful. God is calling you. God has purposed you, ordained, created, loved, loves, and will forever love you perfectly. You must choose. You must decide whether you will live or die, remain where you are or rise and resist to fight for who God made you to be. a transition to radically change your position with heart, mind, and soul, fearless. Today is the day for you, for America, for our communities and every nationality to shift to greatness.